How's it going, Ripple XRP holders? This is your XRP news for today. So we're jumping into what's going on with Ripple XRP. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow me on X as well if you're watching over there. So let's jump right into it here. Taking a look at the chart. I mean, things are looking okay here, guys. I mean, this could be a little bit of a relief bounce. We're not 100% confirmed yet on what's going on yet. But however, we do have some positive catalysts coming down the pipeline. I'm going to tell you about those later in this video. So first off, what we're going to do is take a look at what's going on with XRP ETFs. The XRP ETF recently became the third crypto asset to cross 800 million in ETF inflows, and it hit this milestone in just 2 weeks. Now, XRP ETFs are now showing about 824 million in cumulative net inflows after 13 trading days. That is a very, very good milestone for XRP to be hitting here. It outpaced the 650.81 million that was recorded by Solana ETFs in 25 days. So, taking a look at it, obviously it's ranking higher than Solana in ETFs, but it also has beat Ethereum. So that was very interesting. Now, Bitcoin ETFs crossed about 800 million in only 2 days, while Ethereum ETFs reached this level in December 4th, 2024, after about 3 months of trading. So XRP absolutely crushing that milestone. And, it's sitting on top there for sure. So let's take a look at what some of the positive catalysts that could be upcoming for XRP here. So we saw the 2 days, rose for 2 days, green on the charts. XRP price is moving up. Right now, we're sitting at about $2.19. Sentiment in the crypto market has been a little bit wishy-washy, but however, it has flipped in the last couple of days, and that's why we're seeing so more demand on ETFs as well as the price turning green. So it's up 20% from its lowest point in November this year, and the rebound could be the start of a prolonged rally. Token has some obviously fundamental and technical catalysts coming down the pipeline. I bottomed at the important support at $1.85, and it's resisted moving below this level several times since November last year. That is extremely important price to remember, because obviously we're seeing some very, very strong support there if it hasn't been able to basically push down past that, other than when we saw the flash crash in October. But I think that was more of a liquidity issue across a whole bunch of different platforms, and that was a big mess, and I'm not including that in this because I don't consider that breaking down below that $1.85, because we bounce back up so darn quickly, right? Now, it's the price, and the chart is also forming a falling wedge pattern whose two lines are about to rebound, and it's in the process of forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern. If you're not familiar with that, that is a bullish technical setup. Price has moved above the 50% Fibonacci retracement level as well. So we're just kind of touching on all the very important technical indicators out there. We also see ultimate support at about $1.56. So if we do invalidate the bullish momentum and drop down below, the $1.56 should be able to catch support there. Now, we also have some other bullish catalysts in the pipeline. XRP ETFs, like I said, have recorded that massive 824 million in inflows, and it may soon hit the $1 billion milestone, and that could be a very, very beneficial spot for it. Just the strength it's showing, and the institutional interest that's coming from that as well. Vanguard's decision to enable its clients to invest in crypto ETFs could also be a catalyst there, pushing those ETF inflows even higher. JP Morgan analysts expect that XRP ETFs will reach the 8 billion in inflows in the first year, driven by investor demand. So obviously, all eyes are on XRP to see how well it does, and it's really one of those coins that a ton of people in the traditional investing field, they don't like crypto. They don't like having to hold their own funds. They don't like not having that security blanket that banks and exchanges and such offer. So they're buying ETFs because that's what they are accustomed to. That's what they feel comfortable with, and that's completely okay with me, because anybody who buys a spot ETF with these investment companies, they actually have to hold their funds for them. So they are buying XRP when their investors are buying the ETF. So that's okay with me. Now, futures and open interest are continuing to rise for XRP as well. Daily open interest bottomed $3.19 or sorry, $3, 3.19 billion on November 22nd, rebounded now to 3.91 billion. Boy. And upcoming Federal Reserve interest rate cuts are potentially on the table there. We actually did see lower than expected jobs reports from ADP. I believe that was today, and that's also it's giving the case for the Federal Reserve to cut rates. Now, are they going to do it? We're not 100% sure. Nothing's ever solidified with the Federal Reserve, but it is an interesting point to see that jobs are suffering, so they could potentially have an interest rate cut coming now. And potential nomination of Kevin Hassett as the next Federal Reserve chair. We know that Jerome Powell is basically on his last legs in the Federal Reserve, and his time for the end of his term is coming up. And Trump has been very adamant that he wants to get rid of the Fed chair because he thinks he's too late in all of his moves. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen, guys. Obviously, nobody has a crystal ball here. However, XRP is looking darn strong right now, in my opinion, and we could potentially see a good move up here for XRP. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.